Hello, this is Max. This is the fifth part of the Wednesday Addams story. Enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe. In the latest episode, we learn about the events of 1990 during the Raven dance. Larissa, a teenager at the time, witnesses a boy falling from a height and reports seeing Gomez near the edge with a sword. The sheriff suspects Gomez of being the killer but never arrests him. In the present day, Principal Weems begins Parents' Weekend by providing an update on Eugene's health, claiming he is recovering, though the truth may differ. However, Eugene is actually in a coma in the ICU. Both Enid and Wednesday are apprehensive about their family's arrival and fear the worst for the weekend ahead. Wednesday wastes no time informing her parents about things' covert mission, while Enid's family embarrasses her endlessly. This time, Wednesday has also resolved to confront her dad about the murder he's still accused of. She confides in Enid that Weems is lying to everyone about Eugene's condition, which is critical. Wednesday blames herself for what happened to an innocent person like Eugene, feeling responsible for not being there to help him. When she talks to her parents, she introduces herself to Enid's parents and later reveals to them the strange occurrences she's experienced since arriving at the school, sensing a sinister force working against her. Her dad acknowledges the dark reputation of Nevermore and seems unsurprised by Wednesday's experiences. Meanwhile, Xavier and Bianca watch from the balcony, their envy evident as they witness the intimate conversation. It's revealed that their own parents have failed to show up for the parent-teacher meeting. However, Wednesday also becomes furious. She abruptly leaves, declaring to her mother that she'll handle the matter herself and uncover the truth. Meanwhile, Bianca engages in conversation with her mother, revealing a strained relationship between them. Despite their reunion after a long time, they continue to clash, unable to see eye to eye. In the midst of this, Sheriff Galpin observes the arrival of the peculiar family in Jericho. However, Sheriff Galpin finds himself summoned to another crime scene. This time, it's the coroner who has died under suspicious circumstances within the morgue. Just days prior, the coroner had been speaking happily about retirement, leaving the sheriff perplexed. Unfortunately, the evidence is inconclusive as the CCTV footage has been tampered with, obscured by black bubble gum, making it difficult to determine whether the death was a suicide or foul play. Nevertheless, the coroner's revelation in a suicide note sheds light on a potential motive: the guilt of covering up and falsifying Garrett's death report. This provides the sheriff, who has been awaiting a breakthrough for 3 decades, with tangible evidence pointing to Gomez as the perpetrator. Meanwhile, Wednesday observes her mother's ritual visit to Garrett's grave, witnessing her tender gesture of placing a flower there. As the school day resumes and families gather for lunch, the sheriff arrives and publicly arrests Gomez at Nevermore Academy, marking a dramatic turn of events. Wednesday, driven by a quest for truth, visits her incarcerated father and implores him to divulge the events of 30 years ago. Gomez recounts the harrowing tale. Garrett's dangerous obsession with Morticia led him to break into Nevermore and confront Gomez during the dance. In a desperate struggle, Gomez inadvertently ended Garrett's life in self-defense, an incident witnessed by Larissa. This revelation reshapes Wednesday's understanding of her family's history. However, Wednesday remains somewhat skeptical of her father's account, though she acknowledges his inherent goodness and role as a devoted parent. Seeking to support her father, she visits the sheriff to advocate on his behalf. Despite Galpin possessing a signed confession from Gomez and acknowledging Gomez's accurate identification of the sword, Wednesday raises suspicions regarding the timing of events. She highlights the curious coincidence of the doctor's death and the alterations in the morgue occurring during the same weekend her parents visited town. This convergence of events strikes Wednesday as too convenient to ignore, prompting her to express her distrust of these odds to the sheriff. However, the sheriff dismisses Wednesday's concerns, reminding her that the world doesn't conform to her preferences. Undeterred, she inquires about the DNA results, only to learn from the sheriff that they were inconclusive. Despite the negative findings due to a lack of a match, the sheriff raises the issue of the black bubble gum. Attempting to deflect, Wednesday dismisses it as a mere distraction before departing. Determined to uncover the truth, she assures the sheriff of her intent. Later, she comforts her frightened little brother, who expresses his belief in their father's innocence. Aware that Gomez's imprisonment will strain their family further, Wednesday encourages her brother to be courageous, emphasizing the importance of staying united. Meanwhile, Enid's mother frets over her daughter's delayed transformation and pushes for her to attend a lycanthropy conversion camp. Bianca's mother, on the other hand, encourages her to utilize her siren abilities to attract more followers and generate income for her cult. Eugene's mothers express gratitude to Wednesday for her kindness to their son. Seeking answers, Wednesday confronts her mother, Morticia, in the Nightshade Society's hidden lair. Morticia reminisces, but Wednesday reveals her frustration with living in her mother's shadow and feeling manipulated into it. Their conversation shifts to Goody Addams, the Society's founder, whom Morticia discloses to have killed Joseph Crackstone. Shockingly, Morticia admits to Garrett's murder, detailing the events where she intervened to save Gomez from Garrett's rampage. She confesses to wielding the fatal sword, with Gomez taking the blame to protect her. Morticia vividly describes Garrett's descent into madness, emphasizing his ferocity during the altercation. That night, Wednesday suggests that Garrett must have been on a substance, which makes her determined to uncover the truth. Convinced that exhuming his grave is the only way to ascertain what truly happened, both mother and daughter are resolute in saving their family member. Under the cover of night, they embark on a clandestine mission to dig up Garrett's corpse. Despite their intentions, their actions lead to their arrest. Now, both of Wednesday's parents find themselves behind bars, leaving Wednesday to navigate the turmoil alone. However, despite their arrest, sufficient evidence surfaces to secure their release from jail. As Wednesday examines the finger retrieved from Garrett's grave, she experiences a revelation. It becomes clear that Garrett's erratic behavior was a result of being poisoned with Nightshade, inducing his animalistic tendencies. In another vision, Wednesday uncovers a sinister plot. Garrett and his father had intended to use the poison to eliminate all the students at Nevermore. This revelation sheds light on their true intentions, and Wednesday realizes the gravity of the situation. The vial of poison was shattered as Garrett headed to Nevermore to carry out their nefarious plan, thwarting their deadly scheme. However, it's revealed that Garrett's death was a result of self-inflicted poisoning during his confrontation with Gomez and Morticia. In a fit of jealousy upon seeing them together, Garrett lost control and began fighting, inadvertently causing the small bottle of poison to break and inject its contents into his body. This clarifies that his demise was due to his own actions rather than Morticia's sword. Meanwhile, the sheriff issues warnings to both Morticia and Wednesday but ultimately releases them. They waste no time in presenting the evidence to the mayor, who was complicit in the cover-up. Acknowledging the truth, the mayor drops all charges against Gomez and apologizes. Gomez is finally exonerated, becoming a free man. In a heartfelt moment, Wednesday and Morticia engage in a candid conversation. They discuss Wednesday's newfound powers, and Morticia advises her daughter based on her own experiences. Morticia suggests that Wednesday's darker temperament aligns with a raven symbol, indicating a need for proper training from the undead to harness her abilities. Wednesday considers seeking guidance from Goody Addams for this purpose. However, Morticia cautions her daughter to be wary of seeking guidance from that specific ancestor, warning of the dangers of allowing vengeance to consume her. Despite parents' advice, Enid boldly rejects the conversion camp offer and asserts herself against her mother's controlling behavior. Conversely, Bianca reluctantly accepts her own mother's proposal to maintain her true origins hidden from her classmates. As the weekend draws to a close, the families bid farewell to each other. Morticia's parting gift to Wednesday is simple yet profound advice: to forge her own path. She hands her daughter her old yearbook, which Wednesday realizes contains the clues she's been searching for all along. Discovering that Weems is a shapeshifter and had covered up Rowan Laszlo's death, Wednesday confronts the principal, who initially denies it. However, the principal quickly accepts the accusations as their conversation is interrupted by a ruckus outside. They discover someone has written "Fire will rain in flames" on the ground, signaling a mysterious and ominous conclusion to the episode. If you are interested in such films, please proceed to the next video on the screen, and also share your thoughts about this film in the comments. Give us a like and subscribe. Goodbye.